Netflix has now officially released Resident Evil. The new series marks the debut of a live-action television show set in the Resident Evil universe. It makes sense that some fans might seek some resolution or still have unanswered questions after viewing all 8 episodes of the show, because there are a ton of mysteries that are posed throughout them, some of which are solved and many of which aren't. The T-virus has caused billions of people to become the walking dead in the planet, where the Netflix zombie horror series Resident Evil is based. The Umbrella Corporation and other important characters are introduced to the viewers in the first season. It is divided into 2 timelines and gives us a view of both the past and the future, illustrating both the acts and their effects. It provides a fascinating movie that puts you on the edge of your seat as one mystery after another is unraveled with a lot of carnage. While setting the stage for the second season, the final episode reveals some truths. Here, we break down the season 1 finale of Resident Evil to determine what it means for the shows and its characters' upcoming seasons. Jade Wesker is researching zombies in the year 2036 to see whether the T-virus is changing and whether a cure is possible. When a miscalculation causes the test zombies to attack her, her experiment is ended. Scavengers come to her aid, but they are willing to turn her up to the Umbrella Corporation. The evil organization makes every effort to capture Jade as she flees from them and tries to return home to her daughter. A young Jade and her parents, Albert Wesker and Billy, travel to New Raccoon City in 2022. She is not particularly pleased with Albert's choice to uproot their prior lives and relocate them somewhere where something seems innately wrong. However, Billy sees it as a chance to start over. A new medicine called Joy, which is intended to treat mental diseases, is being developed by Umbrella while Albert conducts his covert research there. Evelyn Marcus, the CEO of Umbrella, is prepared to rush the billion-dollar medication into the market, but Albert is hesitant to do so. He doesn't want people to use Joy until it has been certified to be 100% safe because it still has T-virus contamination. Even still, Albert is fully oblivious of Evelyn's side projects as she concocts her own plans. Unintentionally catching a peek of Umbrella's true character, Jade and Billy set in motion the circumstances that eventually result in the spread of the T-virus and the end of the world. Jade makes fresh discoveries regarding zombie behavior in 2036 and works to find a cure for the infection. Jade had been evading the Umbrella Corporation because she believed Evelyn was still in charge. It turns out that Billy has seized control and has managed to keep Evelyn under control. By implanting electrodes in people's heads, Billy learned via her investigations that it is possible to influence their brain activity. She used a lot of medicines to control Evelyn, which allowed her to run the business without anyone suspecting that she was the real boss. However, it seems that Evelyn still has some mental control and occasionally experiences a few lucid moments. Jade also learns that Billy's blood has been contaminated as a result of her exposure to the T-virus and that Jade's blood is the only thing that can keep it from killing her. Umbrella had been looking for Jade for this reason. They are unaware that Jade has also discovered a means to ward off zombies. Jade learns that by applying the enzyme which was taken from the Calais Queen zombie to one's body, one can prevent zombies from attacking oneself. She performs the same technique to plan her escape from Billy's grasp because it may also be used to attract zombies. When she eventually returns to the ship, she finds that Bee has escaped, as she had instructed her to do earlier. When Arjun and Jade return to the countryside to recover their daughter, the zombie crocodile they had released on Billy and her thugs instead attacks them. Jade departs from a herd Arjun at the shore in search of Bee. When Billy shows up, she briefly speaks with Jade before shooting her and leaving with Bee. This prevents the mother from seeing her daughter again. Billy has the ability to murder Jade but chooses not to. Jade witnesses her daughter being whisked away in a helicopter as she leaves her bleeding and alone. Young Billy and Jade escape Evelyn's grasp with the help of Albert and Bert in the year 2022. Billy attacks Simon while still experiencing her hallucination and bites him. Evelyn shoots her kid as Albert makes a vow to assist him, even though she is aware there is no treatment and he would soon transform into a zombie. Albert resolves to make a sacrifice so that Bert can save Jade and Billy as Evelyn goes insane over the death of her son. In addition, he provides the girls with Ada Wong's address, the only person who can right now assist them. Ada's location in Japan is a challenge because it is far from New Raccoon City, South Africa. The strife that will blight Season 2 is set up in the season's final episode. The main twist of the season is that Bee, Jade's daughter, has unique T-virus abilities. It's odd how Bee is treated like a pet by the massive crocodile, which usually eats and destroys everything in its path. The young girl wants to pet it since it seems so calm. Billy observes this from the chopper she was trying to flee in. She chases Bee and removes her from Jade after dropping a few bombs on the crocodile. Why didn't the crocodile attack the girl is still a mystery. When Jade learned the truth about her father, she realized her blood was unique. It turns revealed that Albert Wesker was a clone who altered Billy and Jade's DNA to give them the strength to combat the virus in order to prevent himself from dying. About 4 years later, Jade gave birth to Bee, therefore it stands to reason that her DNA would be strong in Bee. However, it is still unclear how exactly that operates. Bee's gift has a complicated nature because, despite the fact that the animal didn't attack her, the zombie that Jade brought aboard the ship to employ in an experiment attacked Bee after being let loose. Bee may not have the same impact on undead as she does on humans. She wasn't bitten by the zombie, so we can't tell if her blood has the T-virus cure or if she has a stronger form of her mother's virus-fighting abilities. In any event, Bee's predicament presents a puzzling case that will undoubtedly be investigated in the upcoming season. The first T-virus outbreak occurred in New Raccoon City, the show's opening episode informs the audience. Only 3 months before the disaster that will bring about the end of the world occurs, we first meet young Billy and Jade. We don't learn what caused the end of the world until the season's last scene. It wasn't a secret that the Umbrella Corporation had been working on a substance with a reputation for inciting aggressive behavior. The majority of the testing was done on animals, and the dog that bites Billy in the first episode is a result of that experimentation. In addition, the business worked to change the way persons affected by the T-virus behaved. Evelyn brought up the fact that their team expects the same thing from human trials during their board meeting. This indicates that they haven't started conducting human trials in a formal sense, but it doesn't mean that they haven't been doing so covertly. Later, when Bert is given the chance to work on a new project by Evelyn, their dubious nature is revealed. She then exposes a prisoner zombie that appears to be more worse than the ones that Jade had to contend with. This is not your typical zombie. Instead, it appears to be a subject of prior experimentation. The Umbrella Corporation may have saved it from the initial Raccoon City catastrophe. Although the details of this creature are left out of the program, it is soon apparent that it played a role in setting the planet on fire. The zombie is released after Albert burns the corporation's headquarters while attempting to aid his daughters and Bert in escaping. Its hand emerges from the wreckage, showing that it began infecting people and that everyone soon turned into a zombie as a result. From there, things must have swiftly become worse because billions of people soon began to transform, forcing the survivors to flee. Near the end of the season, Evelyn reveals a terrible creature that is housed in a tank. She wanted Bert to help her with her project, she said. The creature's identity is not totally clear because it might be any number of entities from Resident Evil mythology. Initially, I believed it to be Nemesis, but now I believe it to be a mutated William Birkin. Or it can be something brand new that merely draws inspiration from some of the most well-known monsters from Resident Evil.